That's the contemporary version. In the classic version, you just add an indentation at the beginning, space. You know, I like task ones, especially task one academic reports. And at the same time, I don't like household chores. So today, what we have at hand is a combination of something that I really like and something that I don't like. But you know what? That is not going to affect our performance. If we like a topic or not should not affect the way we approach the task, because for task one academic, we know what to do. And as long as we follow that process, we will be fine. Welcome to IELTS Juice. Let's start analyzing, assessing, and improving one report together. And the rubric says, the charts, that's plural, show the percentage in ownership of electrical appliances and amount of time spent doing housework in households in one country between 1920 and 2019. How many years is that? No, not 99, not 99. Yes, that's a century, 100 years. You need to include 2019 in your calculations. So if you include, that is exactly 100 years. Let's look at the charts, plural. So we have a line chart and another line chart. What do they show? Percentages of a household with electrical appliances. So how many people had these electrical appliances? We have washing machine, refrigerator, and vacuum cleaner. And what are these numbers? These are the percentages. Yeah. Okay. So in that country, for example, in 1920, almost nobody had refrigerators. That's interesting. And at the end of the period, almost, I don't need to say almost, I think exactly everybody had what was that, refrigerators in their homes. That's quite interesting. All right, and this one, number of hours per week, correct. Wow, this is interesting. Look, as the number of households who had these three appliances increased, you can see there's an upward trend. The number of hours people spent to do household chores decreased. So this one is a downward trend. And what are these numbers? Percentages? No, there are numbers of hours. Okay, so this one in 1920 is 50 hours per week. How many hours is a week? No, it's not a math session. I know. Okay, good. I can hear now. Somebody says 168. Correct. 168 hours. Imagine in 1920, people in a household, because this is per household, people in one household, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe larger, they had to spend 50 hours a week, 50 out of 168, almost 30% of the time doing household activities. You spend 30% of your life sleeping, 30% doing household work. Oh my God, you're left with only 30%. And then you also have to work. Oh my goodness. But as these bits of or appliances or these technologies entered the households, you can see how dramatic the change was. It ended in almost 10%. It's a huge difference. Interesting. This is really interesting. I look forward to looking at the candidate's response now. We also have a definition of housework. Housework here is defined only at washing clothes, preparing meals, and cleaning. You can see how they correlate with this, with these three elements. Washing clothes, a washing machine does the washing for our clothes. Preparing meals, refrigerators do not cook meals for us, but they act very well. They are essential in our, our cooking and the homemade meals. A vacuum cleaner is, again, an essential element to make our houses tidy and clean. So you can see how these elements correlate. Let's move on to the candidate's response. And you know me, in order to assess this better, I need to have the chart side by side, so I'll be back. I'm back. Let's look at the candidate's response. The first line chart given compares the trend in buying electrical gadgets in a country over a period of 100 years. I like that. And the second chart illustrates the amount of time spent on housework. This is uncountable. We don't need S. During 1 week for one household in the same period of time. The time period is the same. Yes, 1920, you see 1920. Even the intervals are the same. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 20-year gaps between each, and it's identical. Overall, the trend in buying 3 types of electrical devices, namely washing machine, refrigerator, and vacuum cleaner, was upward. On the other hand, I need a comma here, please. The time used for household chores significantly decreased from 1920 to 2019. I like it. Accurate choice of words. It did decrease significantly from 50 hours to 10. But we are not going to say any numbers here. This is the introduction. And it's a very large introduction, but I'm very happy with it. It has all the elements I wanted to see. We know what type of chart it is. We know what it shows. We know what it focuses on, which country, and which time frame. It's a country. We don't know which country it is. It's fine. We just say a country. And it's exactly 100 years. Very good. And we say one significant point for the first chart and another significant point for the second one. My idea was to even merge these two and come up with something like, as you can see, that this was this, that was an upward one, the trend, this one had a downward trend, these two show the opposite trends. I can come up with one sentence only, but this one, to write 2 sentences, is safe and is still accurate, gives you a larger introduction, so be it. You will not lose marks because your introduction is large. Let's move on to the next body paragraph. How many paragraphs are there? There are only 2. There are only 2 paragraphs, one introduction and one body paragraph. Okay. Yes, let me correct that. You will not lose marks if you want a score below 7. So until 7, your coherence and cohesion will not be affected by paragraphing. But if you really want 7 in task 1 and higher, 7, 8, 9, in that case, your paragraphing also becomes important. But if you want 6 or 6.5 at IELTS or for writing, you'll be fine. According to the first graph, while refrigerator had the lowest percentage of slightly above 0, it experienced an upward trend until 1980. This one, yes, an upward trend until 1980, yes, when it reached its plateau of 100%, and it remained unchanged until 2019. There are too many it's. This is redundant. We already know which element you're talking about, so you just simply carry on. The subject remains the same. And 100%, it means all households in that country had had refrigerators in their homes. So it's just a matter of they have it or not. It's not the number. If you have 2 refrigerators at home, it doesn't mean that the other household can stay without a refrigerator. So 100% had at least 1 refrigerator. I can feel that, but we're not allowed to say this. They just had refrigerator. That's all. 100% of them. Interesting. A similar change can be seen for vacuum cleaner with a dramatic surge from 30% to 90%. Vacuum cleaner 30% to 90%. No, here 90% until 1980. Okay. Over 60 years. 1, 2, 3, 20-year gaps. Yes, 60 years. Then, I need a comma, please, here. It peaked at 100% in 2000. Correct. Correct. Among these 3 devices, only washing machine ownership percentage fluctuated over time with a slight fall between 1960 and 1980. Yes. Yes, yes, that's obvious. Yeah, that's actually the only drop we experience in among these 3. Among the 3 devices, only washing machine. That's correct. Only is used accurately here. Okay. So we have a new paragraph here. It says over time. I guess this is a new paragraph, but in the contemporary method of writing paragraphs, we need to give a larger gap between the 2 lines. The last line of the previous paragraph and the first line of this new paragraph, there should be a wider gap here. That's the contemporary version. In the classic version, you just add an indentation at the beginning, space, like 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters. There's not a strict law for the indentation at the beginning. Considering the second chart, it is evident that each family spent 50 hours per week for tasks like laundry, cooking, and cleaning in 1980. This number, however, experienced a gradual decrease. This is 50. There was a gradual decrease. I would say more, this word is not the best one. It's not gradual. It kind of is, but it to me, to my eyes, it's more like a steady decline, rather than a gradual decrease. Because it's rather steady, but let's see until, okay. Gradual decrease from 19 to 1980. All right, yeah. Gradual here, yes, especially towards after from 1960 to 2019 is more gradual. At first, it had with a similar slope. It declined, and then it continued its decline gradually. That would be much better. Fall, okay, of 14 hours. Yes, 14 hours almost in 1980. That's correct. The trend there moved steadily till 2019 with only 11 or 12 hours. Yeah, you cannot say really if it's 11 or 12 hours really. It's either 11 or 12 because it's very close to 10. Or you could say it's just above 10. Again, that would help you with the word choice. This is fine. Let's look at the band descriptors. I'll be back. Now let's look at the band descriptors. Okay, fair enough. We covered all the requirements of the task beautifully. There were some slight maneuvers we needed to add and say and change, that they were more also, they had more effects on the lexical resource. So that's why there are some errors in word formation, not exactly in spelling, but the word formation or the word choice could have been better than this. I also want to say that I was very pleased with the grammatical range and choices. We had complex structures, we managed them very well, but not natural. We just needed some add some commas. And yes, paragraphing could be improved. It was inadequate, but hey, you can see even with this 5 you get a 7, because paragraphing will be included when you want to get a higher score than 7. The logic was very beautiful. The logic was 1920 all the way to 1980, and then from 1980 all the other strands and elements changed. So from 1980 to 1920. That was an interesting logic. We had that same logic in chart 1 and chart 2. All right, if you wish to see the improved version of this 6.5, the link is in the description below. If you wish to see other videos like this, you know where to click. I hope I'll be assessing your task 1s or maybe task 2s later on. Take care.